Hello, Big League here, doing a review of this battery car jumper. And you notice that it says 1800 milliamp hours. And you notice that some batteries can go higher than that. This capacity for car batteries actually doesn't really matter. For jump starters, doesn't really matter. It's more like the peak load, peak power. And it says here that this can go up to about the product. Where is it? I want to show you that this has a peak starting current of 700 amps. That's pretty big. I've seen 650 and 450. Those are for smaller cars. If you have a 12-volt diesel gasoline vehicle, and your diesel vehicle is less than 6 liters, this is what your battery's for. This particular battery, at least. So let's just jump into it. So I weighed this, and this was about 1.2 kilos. A nice compact size that you can fit. I like how they do this. They wrap this all up, and there's a loop. This is a nice waterproof case. And you see how this is all enclosed. This is the Alligator clips. This measures about 50 cm in length, as in you could spread this 50 cm apart. This is about 30 cm, and the black one is 20 cm. It comes with cigarette charger, as in you charge up the battery while your engine is running. This is the DC AC/DC, as in the actual adapter for it. This is 15 volts, 1 amp, which is a quick charge. And this is also a output for, it's a cigarette lighter socket. And there's also a micro USB cable somewhere, which I can't find. Oh, here it is. It came out with this. So it charges at 5 volts, 1 amp, or which will take 15 hours, or this with this it charges at 5 hours because it uses 15 volts instead. This is a pretty hefty battery. It has weighs about 660 grams. It's got a lot of smart features in it. It tells you how much juice it has, what's the current temperature right now, as in a working temperature. If it's too cold, this battery won't work, and it will tell you that you need to warm this battery up. You see there's a start light, means when you connect this up to the battery, this will start, and also gives you a warning light if you have the poles flipped over, or your Alligator clips are short circuited like that. When they're touching, it will give you a warning, and it will turn off automatically. So over here it says output, DC output, and what you have here is, this says DC input. I got confused there. So this is the input, mini USB, and that's where the DC adapter goes, and this is actually a USB output. So this, I have to shove those in there and have a label called input. And this is it says DC output, and these are all outputs. That's where you put the cigarette socket. That's where the Alligator clips go. And this button is nice to have, where it lights up this thing. Also, it's called the manual activation button, and that is if your battery normally would, as in your car battery, normally if it's just low voltage, this would detect it and then it would charge it. If it's really low, if it's extremely low, and it's just basically, it's a piece of metal when you put the Alligator clips in there, as in it's a dead lump, this might not detect, and you might have to use the manual activation to start this battery. So it's nice rubbery feel. It's plastic coated with rubber, and has this flashlight. Probably the only thing I don't like is you gotta hold it for quite some time to turn it on and off. And I wish it was like more of a simple double click rather than holding it down. And so yeah, if you have any questions, freely ask any questions, comment. If you'd like to see more videos, just like and subscribe. Peace.